Okay, here we go with a little review of the how to write formulas with strange names. So just looking at the quiz we did in class today, let's just pick a random one here, camel nitrate. So if we wanted to write the formula for camel nitrate, we would look over here on our table. Camel is right here, so its symbol is Cm, so we put Cm. Nitrate. Notice that we told you in class today and last class that if the name ends in ATE or ITE, you have to look on the list of polyatomic ions, which has been on the back, but not on that one. On that one it is. So on the back we find nitrate right here. And it's NO3 with a -1 charge. Camel was here with a +3 charge. So the two charges have to be the same, and 3 is not equal to 1, so I'm going to have 3 of these NO3 groups to match that +3. So you put parentheses around it because it's a polyatomic ion, so anytime there's more than one of the things over here, you put parentheses around it and then put how many you need outside the parentheses. So 3 ones matches that +3. 3 negatives matches 3 positives. So that would be your formula. So the question said, how many nitrate ions are there? So the correct answer would be 3. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. Worm 4 carbonate. So we're going to do worm 4 carbonate. So you look on here and you find worm. And worm is right here. Seems like it was over here somewhere. Let's see, worm. There it is, worm right here. So there's worm. And notice it has a 4 and a 3 as possible charges. But the formula said worm 4 carbonate. So if it's worm 4, then that means you use the +4 charge. So you put a W. It's got a +4. And then carbonate, again, you've got this ATE ending. So you're going to look at the back side of your table. And carbonate is right here. It's got a -2 charge. Hard to see here, but you'll be able to see it on yours. If I can focus that a little better, but not very well. It's not a great camera. So that's -2. So I'll write it on here. CO3, -2. So now, is 4 equal to 2? No. So what do we have to do? We have to make the 2's equal to 4. So how many 2's does it take to equal that 4? Well, what is 2 2's? 2 times 2 is 4, right? So we need 2 of this group. Again, since it's one of these guys on the back side, or the bottom, depending on what table you have, put parentheses around it and put a 2 outside. So that would be our formula. So then the question said, how many carbonates would there be? How many carbonate ions? And the answer then is going to be 2. Because in order to make the formula balance, we had to put a 2 down here. So 2 carbonate ions to match the worm +4. Now we'll take a little one more atom. Okay, this one says how many oxygen atoms are in slug 5 oxide? Slug 5 oxide. I'll go ahead and write that down over here. Slug 5, not 4, 5 oxide. Alright, so here's what I just wrote. Sorry, I forgot you couldn't see it. There you go, slug 5 oxide. Okay, so we need to find out what slug is. Oh, it's right here. And its symbol is SL. And it has a +5 charge. Oxide, here you focus on the IDE ending. So IDE means it's up in here, like cabin would be cabinide. Roomide would mean room. Cavernide, IDE would be cavern. Pothole-eyed would be pothole. This says oxide. So oxide is just a normal oxygen. So looking at our regular periodic table, this is oxygen. So that would be oxide. And it's got a -2 charge. Because it has 6 valence electrons, it's going to gain 2. So SO, negative 2. Now we need to have a least common multiple of 5 and 2. And here's a quick lesson on what is a common multiple. If I just started counting by 5s, I would go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. If I started counting by 2s, it would go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. All right, so these are multiples of 5. 5 times 1, 5 times 2, 5 times 3, 5 times 4, 5 times 5, 5 times 6. These are multiples of 2. 2 times 1, 2 times 2, 2 times 3, 2 times 4, 2 times 5, 2 times 6, and so on. So we're looking for the number on the two lists that's the same and the lowest. So the least or the lowest common multiple. And so if you look at it, it looks like there's no 5 on this list. There is a 10. So in this case, 10 would be the least common multiple of 5 and 2. So when you write your formula, you'll have the symbol for slug is plus 5, O is minus 2. So how many 5s does it take to make 10? 2. How many 2s does it take to make 10? 5. And there's your formula. You have to think about the charges, but they're not really part of the formula. It's just really SL2O5. So now going back to the question, how many oxygen atoms? The answer is 5. So that's how you think about this little quiz that we're going to take next class on Friday. So hopefully that helps us. A little bit of a review of how to write these chemical formulas using the strange names.